What was going through your mind? How did you feel?
No, I just had that feeling in me that once God blesses you, He never takes away His blessings. It was just God was just telling me that, listen, you need to learn a lot of things. You take the risks.
The father of Femi, the name is Temi, then the father is Femi. Good. He bought 2 houses at Dubai for the traditional wedding.
Imagine losing nearly $1 billion in a single moment, losing almost everything you have worked for in one devastating stroke. Could you rise again? In Nigeria, one man named dominated headline in businesses, energy and philanthropy, a man who built an empire from humble beginning, a man who has faced collapse and rebuilt. This is the story of Femi Otedola, one of Africa's most influential billionaires. Over the next minute, we will uncover his journey, his childhood, his rise to unimaginable wealth, the crisis that nearly destroyed him, and the legacy he is creating today. Olufemi Peter Otedola was born on November 4, 1962 in Ibadan, Oyo State in Nigeria, the son of Sir Michael Otedola, who would later become the governor of Lagos State. Femi grew up in a family of prominence and expectation, but even surrounded by privilege, Femi displayed an entrepreneurial spirit. At just 8 years old, he started small ventures, selling manicure service to his father's guests, keeping careful record, and dreaming bigger than most children in his age. He attended Methodist Boy High School at Lagos and later Olivet Baptist High School, where he was known for his curiosity, intelligence, unlike other children who played with toys. Femi asked for a briefcase as a birthday gift.
When I was 9 years old, I told my father to buy me a briefcase, which he did. And I took to school, and all my schoolmates used to laugh at me. I had this briefcase, and they used to laugh at me.
Why would they laugh at you? What did
Everybody
you
had
do
a
with the
bag,
briefcase?
and I had a briefcase. One of my father's old briefcases.
A sign of ambition that would define his life. He reflected, I always wanted to create something that lasts, something that could make a difference. Money was not the goal, it was the tool. After school, he pursued further studies in printing and business in London, but Nigeria's economic turbulence was never far from his mind. He returned home eager to make a mark, knowing that success would not be handed to him, even with a famous father. The 1990s were a defining decade for Nigeria's economy, marked by privatization, emerging market, and vast opportunity in oil and fuel.
I used to power my house. So this day I came home and there was no power. And I had to move my entire family to Sheraton Hotel. So I called a friend of mine and said, listen, where do you get diesel from? He said there was a company that supplies diesel. So I called up the company and said, well, they'll bring the diesel in 2 days. They gave me the price. It was very high, and I paid. 3 days after, of course, they never came. So I was driving from my office in Victorland. Then I got on the third mainland and I saw it parked. And I saw the name of the company, and I parked behind it. I said, listen, I paid you guys money for gas. So when I supply my gas, I said, well, in 2 days they'll do it. Fine. I went back home. Of course, I'd kept my family in the town. So when I got home, 2 days after, I was descending the stairs and I saw this truck from the glass. The first house I built, I saw this truck, dirty truck, broken down in my compound. I just built the house and I'm like, come on, this truck, old truck, spoiling my beautiful floor. So I called my security guy. I said, listen, we need to move this truck out. So we moved the truck out and I put old newspapers on the floor. So the truck came back in, parked. There was a pipe from the truck to my tank, discharging the diesel. So and I said to myself, come on, I could do this business. Then, of course, I told Ellen the story of my wife and stuff. And I said, I could do this business, clean it up. So the truck went out, drove out, put the papers on the floor. The truck came in discharge. Then I went to the tank, I looked at it. The truck actually had a meter. It was meant to pump 2,000 liters into the tank. So the truck left. who paid the driver, I left. So now I said to myself, I could do this business. So the following day, I got to my office. I called my manager to call the manager of that trucking business. So the guy came to see me, and I said, listen, you know, your business looks interesting. Why don't you come and work for me? Of course, I'm a very unassuming person, and the guy said, no, I'm sorry. That was it. So I started making inquiries, intelligence about the business.
Femi Otedola recognized this early. In 1994, he founded Centerforce, a trading and investment company. This was his first serious venture into business, diversifying into real estate, shipping, and insurance. By 2003, he saw a golden opportunity in Nigeria's energy sector. Fuel distribution was dominated by large players, but inefficiency and corruption left gap. Femi took a risk funding Xenon Petroleum and Gas Limited, aiming to become a key player in diesel marketing and fuel supply. He invested heavily in infrastructure, acquiring storage depot, building a fleet of tanker trucks, and importing fuel directly. By 2005, Xenon Petroleum supplied diesel to corporate giants like Dangote, Nestle, and Coca-Cola. Through strategy acquisition, including stake in African Petroleum and a relentless focus on logistics, Otedola transformed from a promising entrepreneur to a powerful industry figure. At his peak, Femi Otedola was one of Nigeria's richest men, with Forbes estimated his net worth at $1.2 billion in 2009. His empire spanned. You see, Femi built his fortune from real estate in Lagos, London, Dubai, and Monaco, and holding share in gas and fuel, and even banking. You see, Femi's wealth is uncountable. He became a symbol of ambition, success, and influence. His lifestyle reflected its luxurious cars, private jet, and grand home. He was not just rich, he was a public figure, a businessman whose decision affected thousands of employees, investors, and community. Otedola also used his wealth for philanthropies, funding scholarship, education program, and major donation. His generosity made him respected not only as a businessman but as a benefactor. But every empire faced turbulence. For Otedola, the 2008 global oil crash was a defining challenge. Oil prices plummeted from $146 to $34 per barrel. Otedola reportedly held over 1 million tons of diesel in transit. The losses were staggering, nearly $480 million in a single collapse. Coupled with currency devaluation, high interest debt, and market instability, Otedola faced nearly bankruptcy. His debt ballooned with bank and Nigeria Asset Management Corporation (AMCON) involved to survive. He had to sell properties, relinquish bank share, and restructure his business. Controversy also tested his reputation. In 2012, allegations surfaced involving fuel subsidy, bribes, and later personal legal challenges. Each controversy required careful navigation and resilience. Yet Otedola rebuilt. He focused on core assets, energy, power, and strategic investment. Why does Femi Otedola matter? He is a case study in resilience, strategic risks, and in a volatile market like Nigeria, few have achieved what he has. His venture in fuel and power contributed significantly to Nigeria's infrastructure. He is also a philanthropist, supporting education, healthcare, and social programs. His story teaches lessons about ambition, risk management, and the importance of ethical vision in businesses. Otedola is remembered not just for his wealth, but for his ability to rise after collapse.